Here again with another Big Bang Theory Season 8 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important. If you aren't caught up to the point where I am at rewatching or watching The Big Bang Theory, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you found out you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be The Big Bang Theory Season 8, Episode 20. The title of this episode is called The Fortification Implementation. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. Is it GIFs or GIFs? Howard asked Leonard to settle it, and Leonard says GIFs. It was an argument that Raj and Howard were having. I remember one of my old roommates said it was GIFs. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's GIFs, and I was right. Although I didn't 100% know. 3 guesses why Sheldon is irritated. Howard guesses it right away. I guess news travels fast, Sheldon says. He wasn't invited to something with Richard Feynman, and Howard says it's because you're a pain in the ass. Raj gets Bernadette a bunch of Girl Scout cookie boxes. Where the hell did he get all those? Penny's going to be on Will Wheaton's podcast, and it's going to be taking place right at Penny's house. Date night at the apartment for Sheldon and Amy. Sheldon's still down. Buckle up, you're in for a cranky night. Amy brings up the relationship agreement that he can't be cranky, so Sheldon's like, I thought you might say that. So he goes in the drawer and grabs a picture of him smiling, like a big, large picture, and he puts it up in front of his face. So that was his way around what Amy brought up. Bernadette and Howard are officially getting the Howard's mom's house, and then Howard's half-brother that he never knew about arrives that he didn't have any idea about. Will lets Leonard join the podcast with him and Penny. Kevin Smith calls in on the podcast, and Kevin Smith says he cast Penny in a movie. Clerks 3, or was it 4 this time? I think this was before Clerks 3 came out. Josh is Howard's half-brother. I think that's what his name was. And he's studying oceanography. And Raj thinks he smells something fishy about Howard's so-called half-brother. Howard just wants him to go away. He can't deal with this right now. So they were going to ask Josh to leave, but then he looks at the picture of Howard being an astronaut, and he talks about it. And Howard's very quick to like, oh, you want to know about that? Well, I'll tell you all about it. That's not exactly how it went down, but the gist of it. Leonard and Penny are fighting, or as Leonard says, having a conversation on Will Wheaton's podcast, and Will Wheaton's really happy because he's probably getting lots of ratings because this hot chick, well, it's not, you can't see them, you can only hear them. Leonard just found out that Penny makes twice what he makes because he didn't want Penny to try to do another movie role because she already has a new career and she's making a lot of money, but he didn't realize she made that much money. Sheldon and Amy have made a fort in the living room. Sheldon's happy because Amy was trying to figure out things that make Sheldon happy, and he was always irritated when his brother and his sister used to make a fort and not let him in there. Josh has got to get going. Penny's got stocks. Will Wheaton says, how great is this? Sheldon wants Amy to stay later, but it's past the time, or it would be past the time of date night. Okay, so I just put again that Howard says goodbye to his brother, his half-brother. Amy wants to have a sleepover then, and Sheldon agrees. And Sheldon says, well, do you need an extra toothbrush or pajamas? And Amy actually had hid pajamas and a toothbrush 2 years ago in case this were to ever happen. And then Sheldon says, how'd you know we'd be in the living room? And she says, who said this is the only one I hid? Sheldon loves preparedness, and Leonard arrives home. Hello, what is this? We built a fort. Sheldon actually lets Leonard into the fort, but don't sit there because that's my spot. And that's what ends this episode of The Big Bang Theory. So this was actually quite funny. Not one of the best episodes, but I've been giving these episodes a 6 or a 7. I'm going to give this one an 8.4 out of 10. I liked it quite a bit. Sheldon is the character of the episode, and I'm going to give Penny, well, you already know, I rate Penny. That's the reason why I started watching The Big Bang Theory and continued watching The Big Bang Theory. So in this episode, I'm going to give Penny a 7.6 out of 10. So I like this one. Wasn't one of the greatest ones, but it was entertaining. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of The Big Bang Theory and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, do what Sheldon would do and Hulk smash that like button. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of The Big Bang Theory. Any additional thoughts that you'd like to add? What would be your score of the episode? Character of the episode. If you want to do what I do and rate Penny based on how Penny looks, I'm not a fan of the short-haired Penny, so I've been a little bit more critical of her on this season of The Big Bang Theory. Do all that, and then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You are watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, and show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.